Large numbers of the departed are in that excellent and beautiful city. The river Puṣhpabhadrâ is there, and a fig tree delightful to see. In that city he takes rest, along with the servants of Yama. There he remembers the enjoyment of wife, son and others, and is miserable. When he bewails his wealth, his family and dependents all, then the departed belonging there and the servants say this: Where is your wealth now? Where are your children and wife now? Where are your friends and relatives now? You only suffer the result of your own karma, you fool. Go on for a long time. You know that provisions are the strength of a traveler. You do not strive for provisions, O traveler in the higher world. Yet you must inevitably go on that way, where there is neither buying nor selling. Have you not heard, O mortal, of this way, which is familiar even to children? Have you not heard of it from the twice born, as spoken of in the Purāṇas? Thus spoken to by the messengers and being beaten with the hammers, he is forcibly dragged by the nooses, falling down and getting up again and running. Here he eats the monthly rice balls given by his sons and grandsons through either love or compassion, and thence goes on into Sorapura. There is there a king named Yama, who has the appearance of death. Having seen him he is overcome with fear and decides to give up efforts. In that city he eats a mixture of water and food, given at the end of 3 fortnights, and then passes on from that city. Thence the departed speedily goes to Nagendrabhavana, and having seen the fearful forest there he cries in misery. Being dragged unmercifully he weeps again and again. At the end of 2 months the afflicted leaves that city. Having enjoyed there the rice balls, water and cloths given by his relatives, being again dragged with the nooses he is led onwards by the servants. Upon the coming of the 3rd month, having arrived at the city of the Gandharvas, and there having eaten the rice balls offered in the 3rd month he moves on. And in the 4th month reaches Salagama city, their stones rain down copiously upon the departed. Having eaten the rice balls of the 4th month he becomes somewhat happy. In the 5th month the departed goes thence to the city of Krauncha. Remaining in the city of Krauncha, the departed eats the rice balls given by hand in the 5th month, and then, having eaten it, goes to Karapura. At the end of 5.5 months the ceremony before the 6th monthly is performed. He remains, satisfied with the rice balls and jars then given. Having stayed, trembling and very miserable, for a time and having left that city, threatened by the servants of Yama, he goes to Chitrabhavana, over which kingdom rules a king named Vishitra, who is the younger brother of Yama. When he sees his huge form he runs away in fear. Then having come before him some fishermen say, We have arrived, bringing a boat for you who desire to cross the great Purāṇa river if your merits are sufficient. It is said by the sages, who see the truth, that Purāṇa is a gift, and this is called Purāṇa because it is crossed over by that. If you have made the gift of a cow, then the boat will come to you, otherwise not. Having heard their words, O heavens, he exclaims. Seeing him it sees, seeing which he cries loudly. The sinful soul who has made no gift verily sinks in that. Having fixed a skewer through his lips, the messengers, floating in the air, carry him across like a fish upon a hook. Having then eaten the rice balls of the 6th month, he passes on. He goes on the way lamenting, very greatly afflicted with the desire to eat. At the approach of the 7th month he goes to the city of Puṣhpabhadrâ. There he enjoys what is given by his sons in the 7th month. Having passed beyond that city, he arrives at the city of Dakata. Traveling in the air he suffers great misery, O ruler of birds. Having eaten the rice balls which are given in the 8th month he moves on. At the end of the 9th month he goes to the city of Nanakranda. Having seen many people crying in agony in various ways, and being himself faint of heart, he cries in great misery. Having left that city, the departed, threatened by the servants of Yama, goes, with difficulty, in the 10th month, to Chitrabhavana. Though he there obtains the rice ball gifts and water, he is not happy. At the completion of the 11th month he goes to the city of Radra. There he enjoys what is offered in the 11th month by his sons and others, and half after the 11th month he reaches Payovarshana. There clouds teem, giving misery to the departed, and them, he, in misery, obtains the Shraddha before the annual one. At the end of the year he goes to the city of Siddhya, where cold 100 times greater than that of the Himalaya afflicts him. Hungry and pierced with cold, he looks about in the 10 directions. Does there remain any relative who will remove my misery? There the servants ask, What sort of merit have you? Having eaten the annual rice balls, he plucks up courage again. At the end of the year, coming nearer to the abode of Yama, having reached the city of Puṣhpabhadrâ, he casts off the body the measure of a hand. The spirit the size of a thumb, to work out its karma, getting a body of torment, sets out through the air with the servants of Yama. Those who do not offer gifts for the dweller in the upper body, O Kasyapa, thus go, painfully bound in tight bonds. Into the city of the King of Justice there are 4 gateways, O bird, of which the way of the southern gate has been declared to you. How they go on this most dreadful path, afflicted with hunger, thirst and exhaustion, has been told. What else do you wish to hear?